This episode of Total Drama Reviews contains clips from Total Drama Action. I do not own Total Drama Action. All rights go to FreshTV. Remember to be civil and do not be me in the comments. Seriously, it can get really messed up. Carpe diem, my name is Ultranatic, and after a long hiatus where I must have been stupid drunk because I can't remember what I did during it. Hey, we do this by the book or we don't do it on. It was your idea for us to review a movie that you hate. Only to make you hate as much as I do. Who are you people? I'm back with another Total Drama Review. This is where I, as a lover of animation and reality shows, look over the show and combine them together the best. And we're tackling the Western genre in today's episode 310 The Crazytown. Ah, the Old West, another genre that I'm kind of ignorant on. Not completely ignorant on, I have seen The Magnificent Seven and other films that take place in the Wild West without having their main genre be Western. But I do understand the appeal of these films. The action, the atmosphere, the deep and sometimes funny characters. Total Drama doing their own comedic take on it more than makes sense. So is this episode ready to saddle up, or should it be put in the hoosegow? Well, don your 10-gallon hats. Nice effort, boys. Looking forward to a new movie. This is 310 The Crazytown. So we open with a heat wave affecting the energy of the contestants.
Too hot to do anything.
Well, most of them. We still have tramping a gentleman towards Gwen, to a fault.
I can't be getting a cold in this heat.
Water? You're the only girl I'd risk catching some heinous virus from.
That's, sweet, Trent. Thanks.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
As well as...
Can't you fan any faster? You're hot, but I'm hotter.
Oof. No, I'm not, Jimmy. Nor do I get why you're still doing the text theme when we all know what you look like now. Huh, for once we're in agreement.
Since there's no beating the heat, we're going west this week. There's a town meeting at high noon. Be there or I'll drive you dead beats out of town.
If you're driving us out of town, can we go to the mall?
You're just a woman with a small brain. With a brain a third the size of us. It's science.
Oh, darn humidity. What you think you looking at? Nothing to see here.
I think your hair looks pretty cool like that, actually, and unlike Heather, at least you have hair.
At least I have hair.
See, even you know that, but we'll get to that later. So, during this heat wave, they all meet on the Old West set. Say, does anybody remember what Chris said last episode?
As some of you can see, we're actually in the shooting studio.
And the AC's cranked because?
All the cameras and lights get so hot they could melt chef's heart. And the network told my agent sweaty wasn't a good look for me.
So the below freezing temperature you set the studio to is necessary, and yet you still do this challenge outside? I mean, why wouldn't they, since those heavy spotlights must be higher than a high noon sun in the dead of summer during a heat wave? Hey, the show wrote these throwaway jokes, I'm just keeping them account for as continuity.
In any good Western, there are heroes, outlaws, horses, and pretty dames.
Cool. Whoa! Most brawls do end up with the loser in the water trough.
I normally abhor bullying, but A, this moment is kinda justifiable, as you'll discover later. And B, as far as bullying criticisms go, I've got bigger fish to fry than Duncan. I do not exaggerate that.
Time for your first challenge. No cowboy worth spitting at would go one day without saddle practice. Time to saddle up. That's the best steed we could afford.
You want a 5-star hotel and champagne and caviar for breakfast?
It's perfect. Don't change a thing.
So we get a fart joke, Chris and Chef being cheap, and Chris being an uncaring host in regards to quality for his contestants. All things I hate from this show, and yet put together in this scene, it's hilarious. How'd you do that? Of course, you won't get me to laugh at any more horribly set up jokes.
Oh, I love horse thieves. Justin told me I looked like one. He's so great.
Okay, fine, that was funny.
Who says a Western has to end with a guy and his horse? This is the movies. The guy always gets the girl. Meaning me.
How are these horrible jokes somehow landing with me?
Timing!
That's one explanation I'll accept.
You call this a challenge?
Not so fast. You cowboys and cowbabes are gonna have to mount the steed from up there. Not there. Way up there.
A challenge of jumping from a high platform and landing on a horse? Oh, casualty counter! be prepared to work overtime.
Don't worry. Our unpaid interns have assured us it's safe.
No! Ah!
My leg! Looks safe to me.
Achoo! Guys, I really think I'm coming down with something.
Don't worry. We'll help you up the ladder.
Guys, Gwen really is sick. In her condition, she'd probably fall right off the platform and land on that poor horse. Oh,
What was that?
stupid.
Hold on. After how many stupid things that have come out of Trent's mouth, they're actually gonna make a joke about him saying stupid things to Gwen?
Stupid, stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Oh, stupid, stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Ha, thanks.
This episode's what I've been waiting for. It's okay though, Gwen gets plenty of support from the rest of the gaffers.
We're gonna need a new team captain.
I heard that.
And then some from her boyfriend.
Break a leg, Gwen!
Break a leg? That's what Trent says to me as I'm about to plummet 100 feet?
Okay, acknowledging I know what break a leg means and pretending I don't know what the ending is, if this were to be the downfall of Trent's game, it's being executed flawlessly.
I can't do it.
Acceleration equals mass times the gravitational constant occasional equational. Not good, people. Not good.
Good to know Harold's doing the math that I've been doing on these challenge injuries. This platform is 100 feet in the air,
That's what Trent says to me as I'm about to plummet 100 feet?
as opposed to their first ever challenge of diving off a cliff from 1,000 feet in the air.
Your first task is to jump off this 1,000-foot high cliff into the lake.
Hey Sunstone, any advice you got?
Never jump off a cliff unless you're a trained professional, that is.
You guys are really late to this game is what I'm saying. By the way, for every time that horse gets landed on, I'm adding another point to the counter. Because it wouldn't break the contestant's fall, but it'd definitely break the horse's back. And considering how many times that horse does get landed on...
Oh, let's hope Peter's not watching this episode here.
Gwen!
Thanks. Just watch my left arm.
I'll give a pass on that, both as a casualty and a demerit for Trent. The casualty because some players have remained in competitions with far worse injuries. And won. And the Trent demerit because, he didn't know better. But one thing he should have known better on is this line.
It's not like things can get any worse.
I have amnesia, and even I remember you don't say stuff like that in movies. That's just as bad as saying what could possibly go wrong. Oh yeah, that's what I did on hiatus. Good times.
Do I really have to talk about this
Disney's Mulan 2. This stupid, overused toilet snake copy and pasted efforts of creativity. Oh, good times.
Or maybe they can.
Gaffers 1, grip, zip. Harold, you're up.
Wicked!
Way to pad the saddle, Duncan.
You know what's sad when I'm rooting for all the characters to lose the challenge? I mean, the least we should do is spare the horse's life.
Gaffers 3, grips, zip. Goodbye, sweet
Hey! You get back here!
If horses can bend, so can the rules. Grips are now on the board with 1.
Owen cheated. What's that about?
I'm on the gaffer side. The goal was to land on the horse, not mount it after falling. Now you have to count everyone who gets on the horse, even if they miss it. Or, I should say, miss it and still survive. Seriously, are we sure this tile is more appropriate for this show? Less people up and hurt there than here. Speaking of which...
Not the electrical wires!
Hey, a funny line where DJ is really whiny. I'm sorry, but now that my amnesia's gone, didn't I advertise myself as hating this episode? Well, I thought you said you hated the episode where Gwen and Trent broke up. Yes, but that was Search and Do Not Destroy. This one's completely different. Oh, so you like it? Oh, sweet cupcakes. So, where's all the bad stuff? I mean, the stuff I just don't like here is just kind of standard bad. The jokes are all landing better than the contestants are on that horse.
Chris, you are gonna send someone to help DJ, right?
We here at Total Drama Action care about the health and welfare of our competitors. Furthermore, No animals were hurt in the making of this show.
See what I mean?
Says right here, page 37 of my Gluteus Maximus modeling contract, I am forbidden from any form of jumping that might strain my, assets.
Oh wait, there is that. Yeah, maybe now is a good time to talk about Justin's role in this season as a villain. Because last season we had bitchy Queen Bean Heather, and to a lesser extent Duncan the delinquent bully.
What? We're not here to make friends. We're here to become celebrities, remember?
What are my chances of winning? I'd say they're pretty darn great, because anyone who doesn't vote for me is a dead man.
And here we have Justin, the lazy pretty boy.
Do I think that I ride on my good looks? That I use them to my advantage? Do I think being really, really ridiculously good looking has given me the upper hand in life? Duh.
Yeah, the antagonist of this season is a major decline in quality.
We are gonna sue the pants off this show, Michael.
That's a different story for later in the season, but for now Justin is the bad guy, and he doesn't even do anything that evil. The most he does is try to skirt out of challenges because he doesn't want to ruin his perfect image. Which, A, I've seen before, and B, is a pretty infuriating type of villain, especially for a reality show. Heather and Duncan loved being evil, and they equally loved being active in challenges.
Here are your antlers, noses, and little white tail.
Yeah, right. I am not wearing that.
There is no way I'm a deer.
For the most part. Justin, however, apparently wants nothing to do with the challenges. Even Gwen in the first season, as passionless as she was, at least she was consistent. She wanted nothing to do with the show, the people, or any of this bullshit, including the prize. But Justin apparently wants $1 million without actually doing anything. No, you earn that money either fair and square or deceitfully and despicably, like everyone else is trying to, you self-absorbed mannequin. Well, at least he spared the horse, unlike Beth and Lindsay.
If I go to that big beauty parlor in the sky, don't let Heather have my hair, okay? Oh, no. Never. Can I have your hair if you die? I don't think so.
I thought I'd hate this exchange, but I actually kind of approve of it. Yeah, it's still a catty middle school kind of friendship, but I don't know, there's something kind of charming about that. If Lindsay wasn't occasionally bitchy with Beth and vice versa, their connection would begin to feel My Little Pony G3-ish, if you will.
Go, Justin! Yeah! Go! Copycat. Tanorexic. Thori.
I'm not saying I like mean-spirited friendships, I don't, they're detestable. But friendships where most of the time they're on the same page, but a small fraction they're selfish with each other is actually kind of relatable. But it has to be a 75 to 25 ratio, nothing more off balance, like...
That is it! We are so done as friends! I don't care because I'm so much more done than you are!
Yeah, those two are still the worst of both worlds.
My leg!
Yeah, since they both landed at the same time, that's only 1 count extra I'm giving. Because for the horse, that clearly makes a difference.
Grips and gaffers are now tied at 3 each. It's up to you two to break the tie. Who wants to take one for the gaffers?
After you, teammate.
Wait. Heather and Lashana, on a high platform they have to die from, bickering at each other again?
I'm not losing this challenge because you got your hair did, you spoiled little daddy's girl.
Back off, ghetto glamour too tight pants wearing rap star wannabe.
Scenes like this are why I keep one of these in my lap at all times. Is this popcorn even fresh? No.
Why is it that we have to stare at your navel all day? Put a shirt on.
Oh, right, because we all love looking at those kumquats on your mall kiosk t-shirt.
You know, I've been noticing that both of these girls have an inexplicable hatred for malls.
Well, at least I'm not a big-butted, loudmouth, mall-shopping homegirl.
Mall-shopping, ponytail-wearing teen girl reading, peeking in high school prom queen.
I don't want to lay my pretty head near this big-butted, loudmouth, mall-shopping...
Seriously, I love malls. What do you two have against them?
Well, if it weren't for me, you wouldn't be able to find your way to the mall.
Oh, I know my way to the mall.
Oh, they hang out there. Never mind, I totally get it now. But they get up to the top, and is there any way they can improve on the original scene where Lashana threw Heather off a cliff?
At least I have hair. Your afro is so big, it has its own gravity.
Oh, I'll give you gravity.
That fight was perfect. I wouldn't change a thing about that scene.
At least I have hair. Your afro is so big, it has its own gravity.
Why the hell were we focusing on the beef between Eminem and Nick Cannon when this glorious view has been on our doorstep the whole time.
Oh, I'll give you gravity.
This cat fight has to be resolved somehow.
But for once in this episode, there will be no additions to the casualty counter, as they both somehow got their shorts caught in the weather vane.
Looks like the teams are still tied at 3 apiece. To the next challenge for the tiebreaker, cowpokes.
Somebody better get me down now! Hello? Anyone?
Wouldn't it be hilarious if no one came and got her and she stayed up there forever? You're one to talk. No, of course she's brought down later and they partake in the tiebreaker challenge.
The hallmark of any good Western is the quick draw cowboy showdown. Captains will pick their strongest cowpoke to compete in what will likely be a fight to the death! I see. Fine. Our lawyers have informed me that you may shoot until someone is mildly injured or cries like a little baby, but a fight to the death is strictly prohibited.
I see. And jumping off a high ledge that would definitely injure yourself and a defenseless animal, totally allowed.
Time to pick your cowboys.
If I'm gonna have any chance with Gwen, I've gotta find some way to help her out.
So Trent is going to, again, throw the challenge for Gwen. Oh good, I knew there was something about this episode I hated worse than getting up in the morning.
The Grips pick Owen.
What? You want to use Owen for target practice? He's a guaranteed hit.
But on the plus side, Gwen does not approve of this at all.
He's throwing challenges for me again. I do not want to win this way.
Now this I'm happy about. Gwen is not condoning this dumb as hell strategy from Trent. In fact, wouldn't it be kind of funny if just to show Trent up, she picked the worst person of her team for their challenge, effectively throwing it and making him throwing it completely meaninless?
They practically take up the whole road.
Or that works too.
Owen, we needed that water for the quick draw cowboy showdown.
You were going to use water guns as a means of getting someone mildly injured or crying like a little baby? Who would cry like a little baby after being hit by water?
I can almost hear your sweet lullabies, Mama.
You all knew that was coming.
Okay, new challenge. Your final challenge of the day will be calf roping. Grips are the cowboys, gaffers are the cattle. The cowboys rope the cattle, they win. The cattle dodge the cowboys, they win.
How do we know who's who?
How do you know who's the cowboy and who's the cattle? It's by team. You do know who's on your own team, right?
If Gwen wants to win, why is it unethical for me to help her? I'm Trent first and a killer Grips second.
Actually, maybe you don't.
Grips get to wear these styling cowboy hats. Gaffers get to wear udders.
I bet you'll look really cute in the hat, Gwen. Utterly adorable. Ha.
You know the Duncan shipping war between Courtney and Gwen? Some are Team Dunkney, some are Team Gwunkin. Team Gwunkin. All the way. Not that I don't have fun watching Dunkney's dynamics sometimes, but somebody, please put Gwen in a showmance that isn't with Trent. Not sure how much that counts, but yeah, that works too. Chef then comes out in drag because that joke hasn't been cow-stomped in the ground yet. But he does what many people would have wanted to do to Chris several years on the line, if not right now.
Maybe when I change, I'll come back and untie you.
I can't feel my arm. Let the calf roping begin.
Thankfully, this challenge is filled with several great character moments, like Lindsay being kinda ditzy without being brain dead.
None of this would be happening if Chris had taken me to the mall like he promised.
Again, considering that's where Tweedle Go and Tweedle to Hell usually hang out, you're better off elsewhere. And this badass moment from Beth.
Where did you learn to do that?
Calf roping, baton twirling, all in the twist of the wrist.
I promise you, I still have major problems with Beth down the line, but this is the side for I really love seeing. The part where she takes innocent, relatively childish staples of her personality, and instead uses them to be a dominant, take-charge character. It takes what could be Beth's greatest weakness and instead makes it her strength. The same could be said for her leadership moment in Beach Blanket Bogus. Good character development, Beth. And heck, even Justin gives a crap this challenge.
For a big guy, you're pretty unstable.
Oh, you just now noticed?
It was right in my face. That's what I was afraid of.
Unfortunately, we still get some crappy character moments too, like Trent, just in general.
Aw, shoot. So close. What girl doesn't love it when a dude helps her out? Holds a door, opens a pickle jar, helps her win $1 million competition.
Okay, one, you could try winning the show for yourself and then split the prize later, and two, given last season, Gwen does not need your help winning the competition. Wait.
It's over, okay? I was just not meant to win this.
It is not over. Get up.
Why do you even care?
Because I believe in you, that's why. Look, go out with me, don't go out with me, whatever. But don't lose this thing because you're mad.
You are just here to kill every argument I make, aren't you? Joy.
Gotcha, cowboy.
Lindsay, I'm on your team. Rope the cattle.
But what happened to helping your girlfriend win $1 million competition? If one of your teammates ropes you themselves, that helps your Mr. Coconut brain scheme. No offense, Mr. Coconut, you're much smarter, more likable than Trent is. But because rules are a joke, or maybe God, I don't know, I'm losing track at this point, the gaffers find some spare rope and hurt the grips instead. So it's basically the same backwards rules as Paintball Deer Hunter. Oh, and Justin?
Not the face, or the neck, hands, feet, legs, knees, or anything in the chestal region.
What I'm about to say is gonna sound like hogwash, but Justin, with $1 million, you could get plastic surgery that would make you look better than you already do. Think!
Gotcha! The gaffers win! You grips are losers. And you know what happens to losers? Which grip wants to take the heat?
Got anything in a G?
Oh, by the way, that L's gonna come out backwards, but that's beside the point. So Duncan torments Harold a little more, and would you like to know why I'm not against it here, despite being against it, and if you can't take the heat?
She's about yay tall, has beautiful brown hair, and could tear you limb from limb. No, it's not a bear. It's Courtney. Harold got Courtney booted last season.
Yeah, apologies to Heather, by the way, for assuming it was her. It just kind of seemed in your nature. I mean, how would John Oliver put it?
I'm not saying it will be completely out of character. It just happens to not be true in this particular instance.
Yeah, I've heard that Harold gets a lot of hate for pulling that move on Courtney last season. At least for those who liked Courtney, I personally liked both of them. So if you're one of those people who thought that Harold needed some consequences for his actions, here you go. At least Duncan's not going overboard like he did in the HK episode. And besides, there's much bigger problems to deal with, like...
Trent, we need to talk.
Oh, Jesus.
Trent, you're a great guy. I mean that. But this isn't working. You've got your quirks, and I've got mine. But you've been throwing challenges for me, and I need to win this fair and square, okay?
What are you saying?
It's over. I'm sorry.
You know, you could just ask him to stop throwing challenges or else you'll break up with him, but... What am I talking about? Kill two birds with one stone here. Yeah, I'll be honest. Gwen breaking up with Trent is not something I hate about this episode. Because one, Trent has been so unstable as a person that I'd honestly be more unhappy if she kept this showman's afloat. Some ships just have to sink, what can I tell you? And two, because Gwen actually breaks up with him in a very tactful, respectful way, which is saying a lot given the,
Stop at 3. Stop at 5. Just stop.
You can't support so much weight.
Jim Carrey as the cable guy-ish vibe Trent's been giving off all season. So if I appreciate the actual breakup, what could I hate about this episode then? Is Trent really enough to justify that hatred? Well, since there's less focus on Trent here, the answer to that question is no. This is why I hate the episode.
It's over. I'm sorry.
I hear you loud and clear.
So do I. Tell them what I just heard you say to Trent.
Yup, this absolute horseshit in the back is happening, people. Just and the Grips confront Gwen on Trent's choice of throwing challenges.
Trent's been purposely throwing our challenges for Gwen.
Gwen would never let Trent do that, ever!
That's exactly right. Gwen wouldn't and didn't let that happen. As soon as she caught on, she told him to stop.
It wasn't my fault. I wasn't in on it, I swear.
Why should we believe you?
Would you like a list? You should believe her because, one, you heard the whole conversation, Justin, so don't villainize Gwen on this one. And two, even if she had been on it, have you noticed that Trent was terrible at throwing challenges? The only one he successfully threw was the dance-off, a reward challenge. And today's challenge wasn't lost by you guys, but won by the gaffers due to flagrant disregard for the rules. Heck, the competition that he came the closest to losing for his team was the sandcastle building contest, which was done before he decided to start purposely losing challenges. So yeah, if you want to be mad at Trent for being a terrible teammate, leader, boyfriend, and everything basically, that's fine. But why is Gwen getting any of this blame? At least when Duncan accused Heather of being the reason for Courtney going home, it was in character. Why would any of this be in Gwen's character? She's had moments where she didn't even want to talk to Trent.
Don't talk to me.
Are you still mad about the whole burying you alive thing?
Yeah.
Speaking of which, after me and she broke up with him and gave his team permission to vote him off, which I don't think you need to do, they're pretty pissed off with him too. And yet they still don't believe Gwen.
This whole thing could be a ruse, some strategy to make it to the final two.
I wasn't in on it, I swear.
Great cherry cheesecake! She's bluffing!
Guys, what do you want from her? Her dog? Her kidneys? Her soul, which she probably gave to the devil? Ugh, okay, that's still Heather. I've cow stomped that joke into the ground too. We're done with that. No, they instead just say she owes them, which, yeesh, she'll be a can of worms for a later date, but until then, award ceremony time!
The votes have been cast, and the Gilded Chris goes to Lindsay and Beth.
Yay!
Justin, and last but not least, Owen.
This has to be a mistake.
Given what happened to Courtney last season, I think they've worked to avoid that possibility.
Trent, it's time to go.
But I can't leave without saying goodbye to Gwen.
Yo, Chef.
Gwen!
You're going to see her again, you lovesick stalker. Get over it.
310 to Crazytown. Trent is now aboard.
Did you call me in here just to make me feel bad?
Yes, we did.
Well, it worked.
What? I'm sorry, do I live in a topsy-turvy world here? I hated Gwen TDI, despite everyone who isn't Heather liking her, and yet people mostly didn't give her a lot of pushback. But in TDA, I actually do like her, and people are treating her worse than Meg from Family Guy. Am I missing something here?
See all you groovy cats next time on Total Drama Action!
Apparently not. What the flying mooshu? I'll give the episode credit for the good things in it. Many funny lines, funny fights, and even some of my least favorite characters gained some strong character moments. Heck, even the Gwen breakup is done much better here than in the first season. That's not saying a lot, but I did honestly like it here. No, what I did hate is surprisingly Trent's still erratic behavior, although points for making fun of it, and that nonsensical, ridiculous ending. Not the Trent getting booted part, that part's fine, better than fine actually. No, it was actually the whole let's make Gwen feel like shit plot. Does that make this episode bad? Well, about as bad as Beach Blanket Bogus. In that the bad stuff is terrible, but there's enough good stuff in it to where I don't entirely hate it. And as long as Trent's ridden off into the sunset, this is a Western I'd gladly tip my hat to. I'm just thankful the next time I talk about Total Drama Action, it'll be an episode with no Trent in it. Nope. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. This character has infuriated me so much that I need a break. I need to calm down. Maybe I'll just put on a little music. Yeah, that usually calms me down. Just put my earbuds in, open up Spotify, and allow myself to de-stress a little bit. Huh. The number one hits of the 2010 decade. Sounds promising. I'll put that on shuffle now. No!